Hi, I'm Krista, and I am at Patapsco High School, and my project is about Baltimore County redistricting. So they're having people basically come in, give testimonials. It'll be interesting to see how many people actually show up, and we'll look inside the auditorium in a second and get started. So sit tight.
Is available on the County Council website. I will now read the rules of procedure for public hearings. Anyone wishing to speak should register with the Secretary. Each speaker shall come forth and state the following information: your name, home address, and the person or organization you represent, or that you are speaking as a private citizen. Each speaker will be limited to 2 minutes. The purpose of this time limitation is not to restrict public input, but rather to ensure that everyone who wants to address us this evening has the opportunity to do so. Please note that there is a clock in front of you that will display the remaining time as you speak. If you have documents for the commission, please leave them with the staff at the table or right here in the chairs in front of you. Raise your hand. There you go. When a speaker is called, the name of the next speaker will also be called. This person is asked to come forward and be prepared to speak.
Not only as a teacher here, but 30 years in the Army. One thing that I'd ask you is something that we went through many times in boundaries, is that you take a look at the integrity of communities. Right now, as you look at even the 6th and the 7th, and most importantly, look at the Towson area, we have to keep integrities of communities. We need to just coordinate and to communicate and to make the success of those communities where they need to be. And if they're split up in so many districts, it is very tough.
The first issue brought up was integrities of communities. Most communities have identities that make them significant, whether it is being a high crime rate city or the neighborhood where everyone knows everyone. The success of a community is often contingent upon the community's ability to establish integral relationships with others inside the community. These relationships allow people to bond in ways that benefit the people in it and also the community at large.
According to the 2010 census, Baltimore County is now close to 35% minority citizens. And yet there's only one person of color on the Baltimore County Council. The Baltimore County Republican Party, the party of Abraham Lincoln, Theodore McKeldin, Charles Mathias, and Ronald Reagan. The party I represent as its chairman thinks this is a travesty. And barring something or someone truly extraordinary, it's not going to change unless you make it happen. I call upon you tonight to redistrict Baltimore County so there are 2 minority opportunity seats on the county council. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 and its 1982 amendments were written so that equal representation in elective office would be protected throughout the United States at all levels of government. It is clear that 1 person out of 7 on the county council is not representative of the population of Baltimore County and is in violation of the spirit and the letter of the federal statute.
The next gentleman raised a concern about 1 of 7 seats on the council being held by black officials. In a city like Baltimore, it does seem unrepresentative to have this unbalance on the council board. But whose fault is that really? Lack of more participants or lack of recruitment to the board? Judging from the low turnout in the event, not many people see a purpose to these meetings anyway.
Probably gerrymandered. Having this redistricting commission has been a good step forward compared to 10 years ago. Back then there was no commission and the council members designed their own districts. But today, even with this commission, there's a problem because whatever this body recommends is non-binding. The council can vote down this commission's plan, and if they wish, the council can put in their own plan that might be badly gerrymandered. So I think this body should have 2 key tasks. The first is to recommend new district boundaries. The second is to advocate for an even better redistricting process. And lastly, I didn't really come prepared to talk about majority-minority districts today, but I would ask you to consider the fact that there is a conflict between keeping communities united in adding another minority district, because there are ripple effects from that, and so you can't have one and the other. Thank you.
Thank you. I did notice a couple people stopped in. I'll just generally ask if anybody...
Baltimore is a city full of cultural pride. Those from the area share a united sense of identity and proudly let others know. However, it is going to take more than a few people to raise the level of productivity in Baltimore. Events such as this hearing demonstrate the areas where people place their concerns, time, and effort. Maybe the next redistricting hearing will raise a level of awareness that Baltimore has never witnessed before.